Hey guys, and welcome back to a long-awaited episode of the Weekend Rundown. I'm your host, Drew, coming back with a very special guest of mine. He is an artist. He is a stand-up comedian. He is a Kansas City native, and I'm proud to say he is a very good, if not probably my best friend. Guys, welcome to the podcast, my buddy Nate Foster.
Hello, how's it going, Drew?
Good, man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm not working today, so it's a great day.
Days off are always great, man. Always great. I kind of want to start off a little bit about talking. I don't even know if this is probably going to happen too soon, but about the showcase that you're on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, super stoked for that. I have some great comedians that you lined up for it.
Yeah. I set that up, and I got you guys on there. Got you on there. So once again, like I said, his name's Nate Foster. We got Big Joe Murray, who's probably one of the few comedians bigger than me, tall. Like I think he's like an inch taller than me, and he's probably like 60 pounds more than me, or if not more.
Big Canadian motherfucker.
He's a big boy. I don't know if he's Canadian. It's Big Joe, not Big Jim.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Big Jim.
No, not Big Jim.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was spacing for a second. Yeah,
it's okay.
Big Joe.
Big Joe. He's a big guy. We got LJ Brock. He's a really funny guy. Did one of his showcases in Lakeland. We got Natasha Powell. I've only had the pleasure of doing a few mics with her, but she's always hilarious. I don't want to spill any of her things, but her one Lake Florida weather joke was funny.
Was she at Laugh Out Lounge when we did the open mic there?
No, we've done like Wesley Chapel with her. We've done
I know
like Sunshine with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then closing her out, the showcase like feature spot is the very funny Jay Legend. So
yeah, it's a great lineup, man. It's gonna be a good show.
Yeah, man. I really want to get as many people out there. You know, it's my first one. I'm a little worried about it, but I think that's like with everything. It's kind of like I was worried with my first stand-up show, which is kind of crazy. This podcast is like it's kind of like it's been through my whole comedic career. Like I started it before I ever did one stand-up.
Yeah, how long ago was that? Your first one you did?
My first podcast, it might have been June or July. I don't remember the exact date. Don't quote me on that. You can always go on. Buzzsprout will tell me I don't feel like going on there. I don't have a Jamie to pull it up, and I'm not doing that right now.
Jamie, pull that up.
Pull that up. There's no one here.
We'll get one.
We'll get one eventually.
But his name will be like Hamey, and he'll be Hispanic or something.
And we'll lie to him and tell him that like just 2 more years of this, and then we'll be able to get your family here too.
We're gonna get the best intern, that unpaid intern. It's gonna be the best.
Hi me, and we'll call him Blue Beetle, and he'll be like, dude, fuck you, man. I was born in California. My family lives there.
I speak better English than you guys.
Pull it up, hi man. My name's Jamie, dick.
Damn it, Hector.
Oh man, this episode's gonna be fun to edit already. I can tell. But yeah, that showcase is happening on February 14th with all those funny comedians. I probably should have said the date and time. It's at the Big Top Brewers Collective, which is in Bradenton, Florida, off of State Road 64 on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard. No ticket price, so completely free show. There will be a food truck there, and I'm pretty sure you get half off core beers if you are in the service industry, which we live in Florida. We're all in the service industry.
Yeah, and they have great beer there.
Yeah, they have so many cool beers. Like, they brew their own beer there. Like, I always forget to talk about that part. The venue itself is super dope. It's a super sick spot. So you guys should come down. We do an open mic there, too, but that's like just like a practice ground. And if you're ever free on Mondays, guys, same deal. Come out there at 8 p.m. It's not as so serious as what the showcase is, though. Those are more like dragging your knuckles through the mud.
It's practice. It's a bunch of comedians talking shit on each other.
Yeah. Can you do me a favor, Bo? See how my lines are bigger and your lines are smaller? Can you just either just talk louder or get it close? Yeah. That's all. But yeah, like you said, it's just practice. And a joke doesn't really become the final joke until like 20, 30, 40, 100, 200. There's no number you could put on it, but a joke doesn't become a joke it's never really done. You can always make it better.
Yeah,
Like, it's not like- it's not like a
sometimes
novel.
you're like, I'm putting that joke to rest, and then like you think about it, and then the joke's got new life.
Because there's some other part.
Yeah, or somebody mentions something about your joke. They're like, "You remember your one joke?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, I guess I should dust it off or something."
Yeah, man. I've well, that's another part of like I'm doing that Elixir Tea House thing for Nick on the 23rd, and it's a 20-minute set, and it's like definitely gonna have to dust some stuff off.
Yeah, 20 minutes. People don't realize who don't do comedy, but yeah, like most open mics are 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes. That's a long time. Even 20 minutes is like.
So, but here's my thing, and I don't know if Nick listens to my podcast. I don't think he does, and I don't know if he'll get offended by this. I don't plan to do 20 minutes. I plan to have
15 minutes.
13 to 15 minutes, and then some crowd work stuff.
Right.
And then even if I'm done at 18 minutes instead of 20 minutes, I'd rather be done early than to go too far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what we're always trying to do. Is you try to go under if you can for anything that's over 5 minutes.
Yeah, you just want to be within your time frame. You want to be respectful to the venue. You want to be asked back. You know what I'm saying?
And I always get excited when they give me like, oh, go 7 minutes or go 10 minutes or go if it's Big Jim. He's like, yeah, just keep on going until
Big Jim's like, you're like, what am I at? He's like, you're just getting good, and you're like, I feel like I'm at 8 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. And then if you got Luke up there, the master riffer, then you got to give that guy a time limit because you got to pull him off stage most of the time.
That's so Luke reminds me of Ruthie, like Miss Ruth, because like Miss Ruth, like she won't put the microphone down if you don't tell her to.
Oh, really? So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have to,
like
directly.
That was one of the things, like in my class with her. We did our thing where we would go up and we'd have the mic and we'd do our little routine, and the person will critique you. You're supposed to get off the stage, and everyone's supposed to critique you, you know?
Yeah.
But she didn't get off stage while he's critiquing, and she's still talking into the microphone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's on, and it's off at that point. You know?
Right.
Yeah, but I loved it so much. I was like, I can tell this lady is, like, more than just, like, oh, this is my first time with a microphone, you know?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
She's hungry for it. That's good.
Yeah, she is like one of those very, like, my hand's in a lot of kind of art things, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And not just. Yeah.
She's
a creative person for sure.
yeah, it's crazy. I don't really know. You're never supposed to know a woman's age or ask a woman's age, and I don't really care, but I definitely would say she's older than 58. I don't know.
Yeah, she's probably in her early 60s, I would guess.
Right.
But we're not supposed to be guessing.
We're not supposed to be guessing.
But we're going to do it anyway.
But we're going to do it anyways. But yeah, it's just crazy the people that you meet. Because remember when we were at one of the only 2 days, well, the first day of the comedy festival before I got sick, and we met that kid, and he's like, I can't even do comedy at most places because I'm too young. It was like the very first day when we were like going to see like
oh yeah
Cam and like Comrade and shit, and he was literally like, dude, where? And I was like, come to my thing, bro, like bring people, like you can do mine, like you can do my open mic if you're 20. But yeah, it was just that whole experience of that festival. It was going to be so awesome, and I fucking ruined it by being sick, dude.
There's nothing you can do about it. But, yeah, that's what sucks. Lately, I mean, it's just been going around. It's the flu. It's a respiratory infection. But, yeah, I was sick. You were definitely way sicker than I was.
I think we had two different things.
Yeah.
I felt like I was
had
dying.
some common cold, and you had the plague.
I literally, like, couldn't leave my house for, like I think I left my house on day 5.
You're like, I'm drinking orange juice and I ate 3 crackers. I was like, dude, you need to eat. And then you're like, I can't. And I was like, I feel like shit too. I was like, I barely ate this chicken Alfredo and this burger. You're like, dude, we don't have the same thing.
Yeah, dude. I think after you said, like, you need to eat something, I got up and I, like, balled up a piece of bread into, like, as small of a piece as I could. And I just, like, chewed it up and ate it. I was like, all right, I did the thing, and I'm gonna go back to watching King of the Hill, which doesn't sponsor the show, by the way.
Damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, eat your bread, Bobby. Oh man, what else is going on that's new for us? You've been working a lot more on art, which is cool.
Yeah, I've been fucking painting up a storm, trying to. Fingers crossed. I'm trying to get 15 really strong works done within the next 7 months and do some
15 more, or like have 15 total?
I have 3 to 4 done already, so 15 total.
And how many projects have been started? So you have 4 done, you said.
4 done. I got 3 working pieces right now.
So if all those are said and done, then you're halfway to your goal.
Yes. So I'm basically 8. I could even do it at 12 potentially, but I prefer 15. So I'm like...
15's your overshoot number, but like 10 would be a good number too.
Guys, if you're liking and enjoying the episode and want us to make some more great content for you, you could go down to the bottom and click support the show. It's either like a one-time $3 charge, or you can give $3 every month, and that would really help. We could just keep making some good episodes for you. If you can't do that, we ask that you go and rate us in whichever platform that you listen to, and share us wherever you can. It means a lot to us, so we can keep making some great episodes for you guys, the listeners, the ones that we do it for the most. Thank you.
Yeah, but 12 is more like it, because you want at least 3 cohesive works in this series, so that'd be like 4 series there.
Bet. Do you ever? Is it bad to have a series unfinished and be like, this is a working series? I don't know, like,
what
about
do you mean,
art like
to
that.
like present it?
Well, if you're like,
you can have it on your website and say it's a work in progress, and you could have people that are interested. That's not bad, because people love like works in progress shots, but not
I don't know,
for sale.
Right. Well, I was thinking.
Although I have sold some unfinished pieces, I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say, like,
most of my stuff, I overwork everything, so I'll do everything in like grayscale, which for those who don't know, it's just like monotone. And just like the color, there's no color there. It's just like all one, color. And then I could go over it in colors, but it looks complete. It just looks black and white.
Oh, so it's like it looks done, but it's really not yet.
To those who don't know, like, it could be done, like if I just wanted to do it black and white, but for me, it's not done.
So do you think some artists do that? What you do? You said
the
grayscale.
They'll
do grayscale, and then they'll add like okay. So maybe this is me being stupid. But like Sin City, like, do you ever see people do grayscale and just add like purples and reds? And
no, that's definitely something you can do, and it's a cool thing to do. Just like little color accents here and there, or just like slight like flesh tone, like
that'd be
covers.
cool. It's probably really cool with like obviously. This isn't something you're into, and I'm just thinking of as the nerd. But if like somebody's doing a fan thing of like Batman, and it's all grayscale, or what do you call it, gray? Is that right? Grayscale.
Yeah, grayscale.
So grayscale, and then you just add like some blues and purples like into the, like you said, accent to make it look more like Gotham-y, and like maybe like a little bit of yellow, just so it's like that would be super cool.
My stuff's
Batman.
pretty muted to begin with. Like most of my paintings, like I'm not overly like I'll do.
It's
like,
crazy that your stuff's muted like color wise, because it's also like not muted content wise.
Yeah, my stuff's very graphic and.
But that's like a crazy dichotomy. Like I might not be an artist, but I can see in that's like it's crazy. It's just
my sister's boyfriend. He's an artist too, but he was giving me shit because I spent $500 on watercolors, and then I bought a bunch of other colors, and he's like,
you just grayscale.
And he's like, why the hell did you spend all this money on colors? He's like, you don't even paint with colors. I'm like, hey, fuck you, Douglas. I was like, my last painting had some reds and there's a little blue.
And he's like, so can I have the rest of your watercolors besides like the blue and the or whatever red?
Whereas my sister, I got her painting recently. I'll have to show
You showed me some of it. It was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, she's pretty good. But my sister, on the other hand, does the opposite. She puts like a million colors.
Yeah, no, I saw like she did like the one thing you showed me was like a face that had a wing coming off one half of it,
Yeah.
and the wing was like multicolored but still white. But it was cool as fuck. It was like drippy too. Like
Yeah,
it looked like
it was still a work in progress. And like I
Yeah.
said, hers are a lot faster. She's only doing like 3 hours, like whereas I'm putting in like
90,
9,
like
10 hours
120.
in one setting. And yeah, I'm putting like 120 hours up to 200 hours into a painting. So
That's why, because like in my mind when I was a kid, I was like, why would anyone pay that much money for painting? But when you're telling me you're putting 90, like 80, like, oh, this one was a quick one. It was 73 hours. Like that's a lot of hours. That's like 2 regular weeks that people will put in nowadays. Maybe not in the 40-hour work week, but no one does that anymore. Like, let's be real.
yeah, and also just like mine is like if you, yeah, I don't know. I'm just very detail oriented, so I'm just like hyper focused with what I'm doing. But
And you don't like to do
I do more realism. My stuff's pretty realistic.
Right. Is that why you don't like to really like? I think we spoke to this a little bit. Like, as obviously we're friends, we talk off air all the time. I think we spoke about it about how you really don't like to do commissions. You said.
Oh, I fucking hate doing commissions. Unless I'll do commissions. But the other thing is like, there's a couple of reasons I don't do. Well, there's a lot of reasons.
You like
I don't
hate
do
being a
commissions.
tattoo artist.
Yeah, there's a million people who have asked me like, you should become a tattoo artist, and I have respect for tattoo artists, and they're amazing. I was like, but
They hate all of us. They hate everyone they give a tattoo to.
yeah,
They're like, you son of a bitch. Just get the thing that you asked me to draw.
right. It's just it's not something I want to do. I want to paint what I want to paint. I want to draw what I want to draw.
Well, that's really like what art is for. It should be like if the art is for you and people like it too, then that's what makes good. I mean, all art is good if you like it.
And that's why I will do some commissions, but it has to be something I'm interested in. And so if somebody else comes up with a cool idea, and it's like, yeah, I could actually be interested in painting or drawing that. But then the other thing is like the price has to be right. Like when people are like, oh, will you do this for me? I'll pay you like $400. And then I'm like, look, I'm going to be working on your piece for at least a week, if not 2 weeks to 3 weeks.
Right.
So would you go to work for 80 to 120 hours and for less than
$1,000?
Yeah.
No.
No. Go
And that
fuck
was
yourself.
yeah, no. Maybe and you said 80 to 100. That's like looking like more like 12 to 1,500.
Exactly. And most people are like, "Oh, whoa."
And it's fine art. Like it's not like just like a caricature or whatever. I can't say that word.
caricature.
It's not like that bullshit. So it's like dude, come on now.
Yeah, no.
Like I could sell this to other people for $3,000. Like you should pay me 18 to 2,000.
Yeah, and that's why.
And they're like no, and you're like okay then no.
yeah, and that's why like. But it's also like I'm gonna put in the time and the hours for it. Like
Right.
I could do it faster and cheaper, but then it just doesn't feel like me, so I just don't do it.
Right. That's you don't want to put something out there that's like not
Yeah.
your quality of work.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense. Do you ever do like any other kinds of art, or is it like just always like painting? Really, I mean, I know
I
you
do
comedy.
I do photography.
Oh, yeah. I've seen some of those that you've done.
I've done some sculpture. I want to get more into sculpture. I like working with metal and wax and clay. Like I used to have a welder, but
That's crazy.
my ex-fiance's dad has it now.
Well, that's usually how things go in
And-
breakups.
in Fort Myers, but he deserves it because he taught me how to weld.
So yeah, he should have it then.
Yeah.
Do you feel like people who don't like, I don't want to say don't do art, maybe like don't appreciate art, like don't either partake in it or appreciate it. Do you feel like they're missing like a big part of what life is?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, it's there's different levels of depths to people.
Right, but I mean like people who like don't, they're like, oh, I don't really have favorite music. I don't really read books. I don't really watch TV like that unless it's the news. I only like sports, which I love sports. But you know there's people like that.
To me, it's like anything. I'm a cook as well. I love to cook, and I know you like to cook too. And it's like there's some people who can enjoy bland food just fine, right?
Oh man. Yeah,
And-
yeah,
and-
yeah. And that's like
and-
a bland life.
and to them, whatever, and they're never gonna appreciate like I have a buddy, like I would spend hours in the kitchen and cook something, and he would eat it in like 5 minutes, and he's like, "Yeah, it was good." I was like, "No, it was fucking great." First of all,
but you just inhaled it.
But you inhaled it, and second of all, you eat ramen noodle soup and fucking Cheerios or
Does he
fucking
co-
Fruit Loops.
Does he come from a family with a lot of kids?
He was an only kid, and
What
like,
the fuck? And he eats like he's got like 6 brothers and needs to get seconds before they even get their firsts?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's weird.
But I mean, like,
I'm sorry.
but
I'm sorry, random one of Nate's friends I'm judging right now.
No, we're not friends anymore. This kid,
Yeah,
but
fuck that kid who's now a guy.
he's a pharmacist now, so he's doing all right. But
you
no, it's just like some.
Do you
peop-
think his wife like does stuff on the side because he's too busy at work all the time?
I don't know his mail order bride. Maybe she does. I have no idea.
Oh man, I always wanted to get a mail order bride. Now that you bring that up, I always thought about.
But like what I was getting at. Sorry,
sorry.
to interrupt
No,
you,
you're-
but
no,
I
you're
was
fine,
saying
fine.
it's like for art and music and stuff. It's like people have whatever capacity they have for flavor, for taste, for culture, and I mean, I just say to each their own. If like I think your life's going to be a lot more enjoyable if you indulge in as many and variety of things as possible. Like me, I love trying new things and new cultures.
Right. I haven't really. I mean, I was in art class and I drew things, but I was more like I'm more of a recreator than when it comes to like drawing, at least.
Yeah.
Like I can't really. I just drew this cool fucking thing. I saw fucking Gogeta. I drew Gogeta. You know what I'm saying?
But there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's how I started out. Was pretty much drawing anime and Dragon Ball Z characters.
That's
when
how.
I was
Well,
younger.
yeah, man. That's how. a lot
But
of
like
us feel.
music, for instance, like I can't fucking carry a tune or read music or play a note to save my life.
I used to be able to read music, but I
and-
forgot how to read music. I got to be completely honest. But I can still I can play a guitar right now if you
Yeah.
give it to me.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like, am I missing out because I don't play guitar and an instrument? Like I would like to, but I'm.
But
like,
I
as much time as
I
it would
consider
take for
music
me-
art. Like I didn't mean just like art like
Oh,
that.
okay,
I meant
yeah.
all art
yeah,
forms.
Yeah, it's all
Like-
reading, writing, or not reading, but writing, creating anything.
I mean, if you're reading fiction, that's like almost enjoying art. In my
no, it
opinion.
is. It's enjoying it, but I'm just saying, like the actual creation. Art's
Right.
anything that's you would create to me.
Right. But all right. So back to the original question. My original question was: do you think if you're not even like an enjoyer of art, like all forms of art, I should have phrased it better. If you're not at least an enjoyer of some form of art, do you think you're missing out? Because there's plenty of people I feel like that like they go to church. Like there's I'm starting with the church thing. Church is fine, but like they watch football, they coach their kids like high school baseball team. You know what I'm saying? They watch the news, they work on their car. They, you know what I'm saying, like mow the lawn, they drink a beer, they go to church, they go fishing, and they don't art. They just do those things.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're definitely missing out, but I think it's just like the whole adage of stop to smell the roses. You know, it's finding those little
Right.
details,
Which-
those little appreciations.
I could also argue, like I finished with the fishing, and I'm not a fisherman, I suck at it, but there's one aspect of fishing I do like is you're kind of just, it makes you stop and enjoy the world because it's like I'm out here for 2 hours with the homies.
Yeah, and it's not like there's no timing objective. It's just like if the fish bites, it bites.
And if not, like, did you catch anything? No. I
no, we
didn't.
went fishing, and that was the whole objective to go fishing.
And we fucking did it.
Yeah, so that's pretty beautiful in its simplicity, you know.
I suck at fishing. Like the last time I went fishing, I went with my bro, and I caught the same fish that he caught. Like it was funny because he caught like 6 fish. One of them he caught twice. I finally catch a fish. The fish my homie caught like twice before. I was like, this fish is just doesn't care about his life.
It's funny because I thought I loved fishing, and then I looked back at it and I realized every time I went fishing, I was doing hardcore drugs or drinking with my friends and family.
And that's why you like fishing.
Yeah, and then I tried fishing sober, and I was like, I fucking don't like fishing. Like, but I
Does
mean-
anyone have a beer?
But then I went fishing with my sister's boyfriend, and
I'm sorry, I'm still sick on that.
and that type of fishing I was all for because we were cast net fishing off the pier on the island, on Anna Marie Island, and we caught fish and we had fresh fish that night that we fried up. It was fucking amazing, but it was like immediate rewarding, whereas like fishing with the pole out on that pier, I would not have had fun doing that.
Right.
So I realized I don't really like fishing unless I'm guaranteed to catch those fish or have a bunch of drugs or alcohol.
So I have another fish story that's not related to catching a fish. When I was in, my ex used to live in Massachusetts, not when we dated, obviously. So we would always go visit her family all the time in Lowell, like outside of like Boston. And one time we went to the beaches in Massachusetts because you could watch the sunrise there and have a bonfire. We went with her whole family, and some random other like Cambodian dude came up and was like, "Hey, I caught some fish. I'll trade you a fish for a beer." And so we traded this random fisherman dude a fish for a beer. Then we just stick, like they do the whole Asian thing where you stick the stick straight through the fish.
Its mouth, through its
Yeah, through its ass. And they start cooking it.
Like
And
spit over the fire.
somebody paid like the 16-year-old cousin like to eat like the eyeball. Like yeah, you know, she's just a 16-year-old girl and buy so much alcohol with that $20-$30. So
Right?
yeah.
Money was worth so much more when you're younger. The possibilities.
The possibilities, yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty crazy with the fishing. Like, I grew up in the country, and so at the bottom of my drive, there was a lake, which was awesome, you know, when we were a kid, because we'd always go fishing and whatever. And I noticed at a young age that pretty much any person who wasn't white was better at catching fish than white people. And you know what I figured out what the common denominator was?
What's that?
So like it was
Patience?
no, it's not patience. It's
They don't have video games?
it's necessity. Like we
Oh
go we
my.
go there for fun, and then there's like Hispanic and Asian families that go out there. The whole family's fishing for
They're
one.
like, we need to eat dinner.
And then also they have like they would have 3 to 5 hooks on one line and just be
trying to pull up multiple fish.
yeah, and then there'd be like 30 crappie and like their 5-gallon bucket. But yeah, they were just like so efficient at catching fish.
Bro, you know what's crazy is I had I think I've told this story on this podcast before, and excuse me, listeners, if you heard this, I'm sorry. But I had a Japanese teacher who was like 70 years old or like 78 years old or something this is like 10 years ago when I was in college. So I don't even know if he's still around, but he was so badass. He's like, when we were kids, we'd go out into the lakes whenever it would be dry season and it would go down. He's like, we'd have a bucket with no bottom in it, and we just put the bucket around the fish and it couldn't get out. You put your hand in the bucket, throw the fish on land, just walk to the next fish. I'm like, dude, your system is so poor and so effective. Like,
Right.
but he also talked about how, like, when I was like, what do you do when it's not dry season? He's like, we get the grasshoppers and we rip their wings off and throw them in the frying pan. I'm like, alive? He's like, they're good and crunchy. I'm like, damn, homie.
I've heard grasshoppers are
Actually, I had a grasshopper when I was a kid and like a chocolate.
oh nice.
Yeah.
One time my nephew and my brother and we were drunk at a barbecue and decided to catch some cicadas because it was
Did you feed them to someone?
No, we all ate one.
You ate a cicada, dude? Did you guys get the plague and die? That's literally what killed like the Egyptians with cicadas. You're like, let's eat this thing and see if God hates us enough to send us to hell.
Well, that's gonna destroy their crops, but yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But the worst part is the wings because they just stick in the back of your throat. So, yeah, that's why you rip the wings off and you eat the rest.
See, that makes perfect sense for the exact reason what my Japanese teacher said. He's like, you want those fucking grasshopper wings stuck in your fucking throat? That's fucking funny as hell, dude. Necessity. Oh, man. Could you imagine just being like basic white girl being like, I'm fishing for sacks of money.
Well, yeah, that's just it. It's like white people like, I'm fishing because I'm bored and it's fun, and then like the whole like Asian family's like, we're fishing because we need food.
Oh, it's not funny, but it's funny because they're just smarter than us. They're like, we don't have to. That'll save us like $80 on protein.
Oh
this
my
month.
gosh, so much money,
Yeah.
and it's healthy too.
It's genius. I don't know how much. We don't have. I don't think we have too much. We have some time left. Not a whole lot of time.
I was waiting for you. Something about New York.
Yeah. You just kind of busted a nut there, but
I didn't speak it really into the microphone.
oh, that's smart. That's smart. Maybe you didn't bust a nut. So, we're gonna go on to our next topic here. It's kind of like at the end, I feel like, of the podcast, maybe. So, we both have been doing a lot of comedy lately, right?
Yeah,
Like, probably
anytime we can.
anytime we can. We push for at least 3 mics a week. Sometimes it's up to fuck that one week I had like 8 mics in 1 week and shows and shit. But we're on shows now. We're getting shows. We're getting mics.
Drew gets more mics because he's got more status.
Whoa.
With his Florida's festival.
My Florida's funniest. All right. So credentials wise,
Drew's got a nice resume, I will say.
so far it's working out for me. I don't know. When you fucking fall into something, you can't be mad about it. I'd say.
That's fucking awesome, man.
But yeah, we're both doing really good, and we've both grown a lot in the last 7-8 months since we've been doing it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't even think about it anymore. How long I've been doing it.
I don't either.
I've just been doing it, and I'm gonna keep doing it. But the thing is I got some cool news. Is me and Nate too. We both decided we're gonna move to just expand our comedic horizons. You know. So we're moving to New York. Yeah.
Can't fucking wait. It's gonna be a challenge for sure.
Hardest thing we've ever done in our life because it's super expensive there. I mean, but right now we live in one of like obviously make your arguments about taxes that you have to pay. Make your arguments about how you save more in taxes in Florida, XYZ. But we already live in a pretty expensive place.
Yeah, and it's like the whole saying you got to pay to play, and I really think that's true. It's like you're paying for certain things. We're in Florida; it's more expensive. We're paying for the ocean.
For the ocean, the beach is fine. It's great. I like the beach. Yeah.
So in New York, we're paying for the giant city, the tons of money that's there, and just a million opportunities.
So many opportunities, and so many, even like if they're not like an opportunity to, I'm going to get paid this week. It's an opportunity to work on your craft, like so much more opportunity to work on what you want. And also, as far as someone like you that does comedy, art, and photography, that's like a triple, like that's like a great place to do all 3 things.
Yeah, I mean, I considered it like even back in the day when I wasn't doing comedy just for art, but it was just like honestly it was just something I didn't see myself doing, going to a giant city because it wasn't my preferred place to be.
Right, like I've
you definitely pushed me more into that, being more inclined towards it.
Well, I didn't originally want to do this. This wasn't like our original plan was to go to Austin, like do that, and because it was similar to Florida weather-wise, and like we could do a lot more open mics than we could here, and
yeah, only by like a little bit.
Yeah, by like a little bit. I mean,
only by like 17 more mics a week versus like 3 or 4.
well, in Austin, I think we were looking at like 3 mics a night, maybe.
Yeah, something crazy
like that.
Which is Austin's a
great place.
It was our first option originally.
Yeah, which is a great place. But New York is like the way we look at it too. Is like, first of all, New York even has daytime places to do open mics, which maybe you're not going to be getting the best laughs. But you're getting to practice at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and if you're actually off and you plan it right, there's no reason you couldn't hit 6, 7, 8 mics in one day.
This is so insane. Just the amount of entertainment. Like New York's known for entertainment.
Right, and nobody has a problem with. And I'm not saying it's the most prestigious place. Are we going to be in a bar somewhere? Yeah. Are we going to be doing a coffee mic somewhere? Yeah. Are we going to be in a pizzeria somewhere? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't give a shit.
But that's how open mics work. Is like it doesn't matter the quality of the place. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. It's nice to have a quality open mic with a good audience, but at the end of the day, an open mic is an open mic, and it's more of just like it's a gym. You're trying to get those reps in, and you're just trying to practice that set.
And also, it's about networking with other comedians. That's what open mics are about.
Yeah, exactly.
Meeting other people. And, like, you never know. Like, I thought like I was antisocial until I started doing comedy, and I was like, no, I didn't want to meet people that didn't want to do so many things as me. That's pretty much all it was.
Yeah, it's a beautiful community because
we're all so fucking different, but we all love to laugh at terrible things.
Yeah, and everyone's like not sensitive because we say the worst things to each other every day,
all the time, and that's why like when I'm at work,
and everyone laughs at it.
Yeah,
they don't get butthurt.
Did I tell you this is so funny, dude? We had a 9:30 meeting at my stupid restaurant job. Which if anyone from Beach House hears this, just don't tell anyone I said that till after I move, okay? Anyways, we had a dumb.
Any restaurant job is stupid, not
mine
place
specifically.
You just mentioned specifically is any worse than any other restaurant.
But we had
job.
The reason why it was this it felt super stupid is because there was a meeting at 9 a.m. for an alcohol class that goes over like, why do we check IDs? And I know Florida makes them do it. I understand.
What? We're not trying to serve underage people.
But I'm not going to name names. But coworkers, along with managers, said, and even today, one of them came up to me and was like, hey, I don't know if I should admit this to you or if I should be ashamed to admit this to you, but all of your jokes with that whenever the lady said something were so funny. And I was like, it was just, you said stupid things. She was like,
all jokes, what? Which
I
jokes?
kept popping jokes off during this lady's meeting. She would try to say something to stump us, and she'd be like, what ages do we card people on? And people would be like, anyone under 40. And she goes, what does 40 look like? And people wouldn't say anything. She's like, we're silent. We don't know. And I go,
you're like, they look like, they look like MILF on Pornhub.
I literally, I'm not trying to get in trouble at work. I was like, I look for ear hair. And everyone just started dying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she said one time, she goes, if somebody comes up to us and asks us about where to get like the good party stuff, the drugs or anything, what do we say? I'm like, Bridge Street. Like, I just had like, I don't even remember them all because first
Sports.
of all, it was 9 a.m. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the fact is that even the managers don't want people to say dumb things, but they all came up to me and they're like, nice job.
Nice job.
You made every.
You didn't contribute to the actual point of the meeting, but you contributed to the
overall,
energy.
yeah, the humor of the room. And I was like, I'm just like, I would hope that I did.
Yeah, I don't want to go into my daytime job because it's in healthcare, but like. Now that I do stand up, like I always said stuff that wasn't quite. It's not.
But now it's more okay.
Anything I say is never PC. But now that I'm a comedian, like I was like joking about like my boss screwing somebody over, and just like how I'm like, well, if you're depressed and you know like this guy, and you might want to kill yourself, like he might be in his car doing that right now. I was like, he's doing it all wrong. You got to kill yourself in your boss's office.
Make it look like it was them.
Blow your brains out all over him.
That's brutal. That's like next level.
And then my supervisor's like, that's funny. And I was like, it's a good thing they know I'm a comedian.
I actually said this to a customer today. I had an older woman. And you know how they can be very stern and try to matter-of-factly and kind of douchey? She was like...
You know who hates older women the most is my roommate, Jack.
Don't say his name on here. Come on
Jack
now.
of all trades.
You're a dick. Here's the thing that this old lady did to me. She goes, we're looking at your menu, and we don't see the chicken wings. Do you have chicken wings? And I go, ooh, we do not.
You guys
have
wings?
chicken
I thought you
wings.
said
No,
wings.
we don't have wings. We do not have chicken wings.
You said wings.
So I said, yeah, we listen. I said, oh, we do not have chicken wings. She goes, oh, well, you used to have them on the happy hour menu. And I go, oh.
We used to
Yeah.
have a lot of shit.
I said, I go, oh, yeah, we did. We also used to have hopes and dreams, but those left with the chicken wings, too. And every person at the table laughed, and the lady looked at me like, I want chicken wings, you fucking comedian jackass. It made me feel so good that, like, I make everyone around me laugh, and just that lady's like, meh. Like,
Yeah, I think I've definitely always been a comedian even before I was like officially a comedian.
but now we just say it more.
Because like I remember I was in the service industry for a long time too, and I was serving it, and I put the tray jack back in the rack, and it fell over and hit this lady like in the back of her leg. But it just like tapped her.
Oh, tapped her.
And then she's like, oh my gosh. And then I picked it back up, and I was just like, she's being dramatic. And it was a big party, and my friend was with me. We were both on the party, and I was like, you'll survive, right? And I walked away, and she's like, why the fuck did you say that to her?
And everybody laughed.
And then she like complained to the manager.
Everybody else laughed?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, complaining to the manager. That's so funny. I had a lady complain about me because I changed my attitude 100%. Like, I stopped responding to her. Like, I don't know how to, like, fake being like, I can't continuously be nice to you, but I'll still serve you. But, like, she said to me, do you think you can handle that? Like, and I was like, and it wasn't even nice. I was like, she was like, we just want a nice, better margarita. Do you think you can handle that?
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, now I can't handle anything with you now.
Right.
So I just stopped talking to them. Like, I would only ask them the questions about their orders, and I would bring. And she just got mad because she's like, thanks, and I was just like, I just like half head nodded, like fuck you, person. And I hope this lady hears this podcast before she dies. I really do, because she was the most bitter old woman, and I was going to get in trouble unless another table went up to the manager. Like, they were nice enough to go up and be like, hey, we saw what happened. They're having marital issues. It's nothing with your server.
Yeah, and here's a PSA for everyone. Like, you should just always be good to anybody who serves you food, or anybody in the food industry.
100%, dude. Like,
because their job sucks, and two, they're the one handling your food. So, like,
Don't be a prick.
whether somebody's an asshole or not, I fucking kiss their ass, because guess what? I don't like shit that I didn't ask for in my food that's human.
Right. I don't want any of that. And as much as you can say they can't do that, they can do whatever they want if they don't care. Yeah, if they don't give a shit. But I want to circle back to the New York thing a little bit. We kind of got off topic of that. So we're planning to move at the end of August, like the last week. We'll probably be driving there, right?
Yeah,
we'll be there in September.
We're gonna be driving. It's gonna be a long, amazing drive.
We're gonna do it shortly because we want to stop and see people along the way, do some camping, not spend money along the way.
Yeah, no, we gotta.
That's the way. It's gonna be great because we're already squirreling away a little bit of cash. It's gonna be expensive. We know that initially, but also, like, there's smart ways. Like, I'm not trying to act like I'm a New Yorker and I know exactly what I'm talking about, but from the research I've done, you can live reasonably in New York. Like, it's not as hard as everybody says, especially if you have a roommate or two.
Yeah, roommate. I think it'd be a lot harder by yourself unless you're just directly renting a room, which that's doable. People just rent.
People do that, yeah.
Rent a room. But yeah, roommates always helps, and then like you said, there's a million budget ways to do it, and basically it's like, don't eat out all the time.
Cook at home, eat out once a week, or limit it to once a week. Use the subway.
Yeah, we're gonna be using the subway as much as possible.
It's like, only time I'm gonna lift is like, oh shit, I'm out at 3 a.m. I should probably lift home.
Yeah,
like whatever. Yeah, this is like stupid things like that. Like, we'll figure it out, and we'll be doing so much more comedy there that it won't even matter. Like, it won't matter.
Yeah, maybe you'll get yourself a writing job out there, because
I would lose my shit.
Drew's been working on something. He's been writing.
Yeah, I've been working on a little scripty script. I don't want to say too much about it because
It's
nothing's
far,
really
far
your
out.
property. Yeah, until you're done with it. But just know that it comes from my roots, and know that it has something to do with wrestling, and know that yeah, it's just about me and wrestling and stupid shit. But it's obviously comedy, and I believe there's two main characters, and I believe that both of the characters are different aspects of myself, you know. Like one's kind of like a carefree, like just go with the flow, whatever, and the other person is overly anxious and like introverted and like always like worried, and I don't know, I'm sure we all have those two people in us, but yeah, it's funny. It's stupid, but it's funny.
But yeah, that's the whole point of New York for Drew and I is like Drew and I are by no means young, but we're not super old either.
No, like 40's the new 30, which is the new 20, which means we're like 15 years old.
But it's just like so few people ever pursue like their actual, like, as gay as it sounds, pursue their dreams and actually go for something they care about.
Right.
And it sucks that it's like taken me this long. It sucks it's taken you this long.
I don't believe that.
But life takes you where it takes you, and I feel like there's timing and everything.
Right. Well, that was going to be my point. Is I don't think it sucks that it's taken this long. It's just it sucks that I needed to be this age to realize that like it's worth risks. Like fuck it. Like bet on yourself. You know, like put in the work. Like obviously, like we're not going to go there and be like, all right, we got 15 minutes of material. Let's fucking push this forever. Like we're going to be writing more than we've right now.
It's going to be the hardest thing we've ever done in our life. We're going to have to push ourselves like
We're gonna get
twice as hard as
we're
we
gonna
are
get there,
now.
and it's super saturated with comedians too. Like there's so many other comedians that
They're-
want to make it.
They're going to be like a lot better than us, but that's good. You want to go to where people are better than you.
Then you'll that's how you get better.
Yeah.
100%.
It doesn't help you if you're the big fish in the pond.
Right, which I don't think we are here in Florida. It's just I
No.
think like I just think it I've lived here my whole I know you haven't. I've lived here my whole life, and at some point like you got to assess like what is good for what you want, what isn't. Like you said, we pay for beaches, but like I don't really go to the beach is great. I'll go to the beach with my friends if they want to, but I don't go to the beach. I'm not like I don't wake up on a Tuesday on my day off and be like, I'm going to the beach today.
Well, yeah, and it's pretty stupid because like not for people but for myself, but cuz I love the ocean, but unfortunately I don't go that often, but that's just because well, one is like I'm pretty busy cuz I'm really busy cuz I'm always doing shit. And two, it's like even when I had the capacity to go all the time, is like I didn't go all the time. So it's like what I go like a couple times like a month or every once a month or something.
Right.
And then it's like, so how often do you actually use that thing? Even though it's like I feel
the main reason why you pay
like
for it.
so pretentious and stupid for saying this because we are so close to the beach, but it's just like we got a million other things we're pursuing right now, and the main thing is we're pursuing comedy. And
there'll be
art.
time if everything works out the way it needs to work out. There'll be time for the beach when I'm 60. You know what I'm saying? When I'm 65.
Well, we're definitely gonna go before then. We're gonna be traveling all over.
Traveling,
the world.
but I'm saying like for me to live on a beach again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there'll be time for that. Like I lived here my whole life, and like I'm also one of those people. Like I don't think I'll ever want to live on a beach because I'm the person when it's if we're going on a beach day, I'm driving a separate car because I need to leave after an hour and a half because I'm already burnt.
I'm trying to get skin cancer.
I'm already got the skin cancer after an hour and a half. I need to leave. It hurts.
Yeah.
I need to go put aloe on and lay down and like die. And everyone else, like I always date these women that want to stay in the sun for like 10 hours.
I know a lot of people like to do that, but yeah, staying at the beach, I like to stay at the beach for about as long as like a 12-pack lasts.
Between three dudes.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. We drank 4 beers. I gotta go.
So yeah, like my buddy Chris came into town like a while ago, and then it's like we drank the 12-pack. We were at the beach for like 2-3 hours, and we're like, I'm like, are you good? He's like, yeah, I'm good. I was like, all right. We're out.
Let's leave. Literally, like I remember going to the beach like in my early 20s with a friend, and we literally He'd be like, "You want to roll up a blunt and bring like 2 tall boys to the beach and drink them and smoke the blunt and leave?" And I was like, "I do. I fucking want to do that." Like that's that's
Yeah.
like 30. That's like 20, 30 minutes, and we would roll out, be creepy little like 18, 20-year-olds, like stare at like girls, like get high and drunk, and then leave. Like,
Yeah.
we weren't
And
harming
honestly,
anyone.
I think I like spending more time at the beach a lot of times at night. Like, just like.
When the sun's gone, right?
Yeah, I'll be like.
And then cops
sitting
always
on
come
the
and bother you.
Yeah, you sit on the end of the pier and like drink and do drugs, and that's when you're gonna get arrested. So it's like fuck. So
It's funny, like I didn't learn until I was like probably 20 that like if you just do illegal, like obviously it depends the level of the legality, but if you just do things in crowds of things, like no one will ever find you. Like you're not sticking out if you're just fucking in the bathroom.
it says the 6 foot fucking 6 motherfucker.
Right, but
Says
like
that, but yeah, I get your point.
yeah,
I was like,
as long as you're doing things like right in broad daylight, like if you're out at nighttime and you're the only people on the beach, even if you're not doing something sketchy, they're like, "What are you doing out here?"
yeah,
That's just how they are. But yeah, I don't know. We kind of drifted a little bit from all of our topics. I think this has been a really good podcast, guys. Remember, if you made it this far, thank you so much. Also, go to the Valentine's Day showcase at the Big Top Brewers, featuring our lovely guest tonight, the very funny Nate Foster. I think he's got some new stuff. He's going to be peddling on you, trying to make you, get your heart a little bit full of love and Valentine's-y stuff.
You mind if I plug our website real quick since we mentioned art?
Yeah. You plug whatever you want to plug.
Okay, I'm still working on my comedy website. It'll be up here in the probably next month.
And what's the website link?
It's Nate Foster Comedy.
Okay, bet. And what other websites you got? I
And
know you got a photography one and an art one?
Yeah, my art website is in the number 8 and then foster.com.
So Nate Foster, but N8 Foster.
N8. Yep, foster.com.
Nice, and that's where we get your artwork at.
Yep,
Cool. Is that where your photography is too?
correct.
Awesome. So yeah, guys, if you want to buy any of his art, or just take a look, maybe I don't know how it works. I don't know if you can buy prints or whatever. But go to n8foster.com, and in the next month, go to natefostercomedy.com and see some funny clips, and I don't know, maybe throw my man some money on PayPal or something. Get him a little dollar bills action.
Won't complain there. Thanks, Drew.
Yeah. But yeah, this has been another awesome episode of the Weekend Rundown. I've been your host, Drew Rulo. Thanks for listening to me rant about this stuff. And yeah, we're going to be back next week. Some more funny stuff and another equally as awesome guest. So thanks, guys. Have a great one.